Welcome, welcome everyone. See, Little Bit is happy to be here too. Oh, joy. He is happy. Yes, it's a good day, isn't it? It sure is handsome. Today, we are talking about celebrating yourself. Why? Why would one possibly celebrate themselves? Well, we can't always be dragging ourselves down. So we have to have that balance. Yes, Little Bit, we have to have a balance. So to take the time to celebrate yourself means you get to take stock. You sit there, you say, hey, what did I accomplish? Remember, you're not asking what you didn't accomplish. You're asking, what did I accomplish? You're looking for the reasons to celebrate your existence. Period. Hands down, nothing else. That's all you're doing, looking for the reasons to celebrate yourself, celebrate your existence. Nothing more. You put the laundry away, celebrate good day, good, right? You took out the garbage, celebrate, right? You celebrate, find reasons to celebrate. Because if you don't find reasons to celebrate, you will find reasons to complain. And wherever you put your attention, ta-da! We already know what we're going to get. So let's talk about it. Let's get into it this morning. He'll be done singing soon. Don't worry. He has a rhythm, a pattern he follows. So perhaps you are in the thick of it today. And you're saying, Angela, this is all great and dandy to celebrate your existence. But what if I'm having a hard time? What if I'm struggling, Angela? All right, let's fix it. We have learned over and over again to do something, to go into the closet and close the door. We were taught to do that. What does it mean? It means you are well aware of what you're feeling at this present time. You're well aware of what you're living at this present time. So that's the outside world. It is the outside world. But the outside world is only showing you what you have on the inside. So if it is chaotic on the outside, well, we got some chaos going on inside. So when you look upon your outside world and you say, man, I'm really going through it. Yeah, you are. How do we slow that down? How do we change directions? You go inside yourself. You get still. You get quiet. Why? I've given the analogy over and over again about the little child jumping in the puddle. When you're jumping around in the puddle, when you're going through it, you're churning it up. You can't see because it's being churned up. But if you stop moving and just stand still, all that stuff begins to settle to the bottom. And what rises? Your very reflection rises to the top. The very essence of you rises to the top. So now if you look at the world through that, now you can see clearly. Now you can say, wait a minute. Oh, this is nice and calm here. This is nice. Okay, I'm at a clean slate. I'm at peace right now. What do I want from here? You see, when you take a moment to sit in the silence, clearly of which my rooster knows nothing. I'm just kidding, he does. He knows quiet. Now is not the time for quiet. But when you take the time to sit in quiet or lay in quietness and just simply breathe, you're not doing anything else, just breathe. Thoughts will come, let them. That's not why you're there. You're there to just simply breathe. That's it. Just breathe. And you will begin to feel yourself settle. You'll begin to feel your energy settle. So what was once churning and swirling all about you is beginning to just settle. And as it settles, that is where you now want to see the world from, because that is a calm place. And as you and I well know, we make things in the image of what we are. So if there's calmness within, you will start to see the evidence of calm on the outside. But Angela, what if it takes more than 24 hours? Chaos did not take 24 hours. So be patient with yourself and just simply settle yourself for the sake of being settled. Not to attain, but just to be settled. So if you're going through it today, and if you've been going through it, and you've been going through it and going through it, the one thing you've not done is settled yourself. So practice settling yourself. Take every opportunity to breathe. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. That's your only focus. Nothing else. Because now when you get there and you feel how that feels, you know what starts to happen? You say, ooh, this is nice. I like this. Well, let me stay here a little longer. And what happens when you stay in that place? Well, the outside begins to reflect where you are. But you see, we've been taught to fight, to struggle, to push against. When in actuality, the way through is stillness, because it will allow you to see. And so now when you settle yourself and you are still, you can say, wait a minute, I accomplished 5 minutes of stillness. This is enough for me to celebrate. Yay! Just sometimes 2 minutes, 5 minutes is all you need. And you begin to celebrate in that moment. Because if you think about it, that moment of peace, that moment of tranquility, if you celebrate there, well, that's a good place. Because think about the other place, the turmoil. How can you celebrate there? As within, so without. There's no reason. There's no reason that unfolds naturally for you to celebrate when you're coming and looking at the world from a place of chaos. So if you want to find something to celebrate, be still for a moment. A moment could be 10 minutes. A moment could be 3 minutes. A moment could be 30 seconds. A moment is what you have time for. You got to run to the potty? Take that moment of stillness. And I'm telling you, when you feel that stillness within, look, I woke up this morning and I paid my bills because I got paid. And I found myself doing my familiar habit. I lay there and I said, oh, I just need a little bit more money. And I started to feel my panic. And something in the back of my mind said, well, as within, so without. You're not even relaxed enough to imagine what more could possibly feel like because you're consumed with worry. And I said, oh my God, you're right. I am worried. And then I heard the solutions. Okay, which ones are due first? Which ones are the biggest ones? Pay those first. Get them out of the way. Just get them done. And I was like, oh my God, that makes perfect sense. Because now the ones that are left are really small and I can handle those in 6 days. And I was like, oh, you're so right. Why do I keep forgetting? And the answer was, because you just haven't practiced this way long enough. So when I got up after I paid my bills, I said, oh, girl, I did it. But then it felt, there was a moment of peace that said, you did this. You don't have to worry. Just tell me what it is that you require. And of course, I became a girl again. I said, oh my God, I don't know how to do that. And I was reminded, what you mean? Show me. Tell me how you want to feel. Paint the picture so I can recreate it for you. And I was like, done. And so I started to, just like I told you yesterday, that feeling of knowing that I'm taken care of, I started to pull that up. Whew, let me tell you, I had to dig real deep to find it. But I said, nope, there it is. And I said, every time that I have to do this task, this is how I want to feel. And that's why I sprang out of bed and I was like, let's celebrate something good today, honey. And I said, all right, let's celebrate something good. And that's what put me in a better mood. And this is why I keep telling you, you don't have to fret. You don't have to struggle. You just have to close the door on what you already know. You already know you got bills to pay. Close the door on it and say, all right, how do I want to feel when I pay my bills? You want to feel trepidation? You want to feel worried? No, you don't. So what do you want to feel when you pay your bills? Relief? Well, to be relieved would mean you've got more than enough to pay Caesar. Caesar can't outdo you. You've got to know this. So when you make small accomplishments in your life, find those small accomplishments and you celebrate them. Because when you are in a state of celebration, where do you think worry is? Where do you think fretting is? Way back there. Nowhere near you. It's not anywhere near you. Because we recreate what we say we are. So if you are a state of celebration, you can only recreate. Let us make man in our image. That is all you can recreate. So take the time to find 5 minutes. And let me tell you something, Linda. When you find that 5 minutes, right? That 5 minutes feels so good to you, you start looking for another 5. You say, ooh, I got 5 minutes over here. I got 5 minutes over there. Yes, I do. And you take advantage of your 5 minutes. And before you know it, you are walking in a state of peace. And you catch yourself and you say, well, dang, I was miserable, but wait a minute, I'm not anymore. What happened? So practice. So it doesn't matter what you're up against today. You already know you're up against it. You already know that you're up against it. But what don't you know? You don't know how it would feel to not be up against it. You don't know how that feels. So get in your mind's eye, which means you close the door on the external because you already know what's there. But what you want to seek, you want to seek the peace. You want to seek the tranquility. You want to seek the knowing and that balm to soothe your soul. You want to seek that. So turn your attention there. And as you turn your attention towards that which you seek, you don't have a choice but to find it. Can I get an amen? A little bit. At least we know this congregation is kicking it this morning. Listen, when you turn your attention towards that thing that you desire, which is peace. Tim asked a very important question earlier up this week. See, y'all didn't know because y'all weren't on fan base, but if you were on fan base and you were in the room, you were there for that. The question was, why would somebody seek peace? We seek that which we do not have. Remember, when you're feeling the turmoil within, naturally you want peace. Naturally. If you're hungry, naturally you want to eat. You're thirsty, naturally you want to drink. So, things happen naturally, just from right where you are. So if today you say you're going through it, well then naturally you're seeking relief from it. So What does that tell you? If your desire is to find relief, well, then relief is the natural state you should be in. You wouldn't be looking for it otherwise. But here's the beauty of the desire that arose. The desire that arose is fulfilled. But what? Yes, the desire would not have come up if it was not a way of its fulfillment. It will not appear and leave you unsatisfied. It won't do that because that is not the way the law works. If you say, because you're where you're at right now, and you say, oh, I just need a break. All right, then take the break. Take the moment of peace. Take the moment of silence. Take the moment of inhale, exhale. Just take the moment. Because the moment is the satisfaction of what you are presently feeling. You don't get the feeling of I want peace to have to fight the struggle to get peace. It doesn't work that way. Allow. Allow. You don't have to force the rooster to crow in the morning. No, honey, you don't have to force him to do a dang thing to sing. He will just do it. Because naturally that is what happens, which tells you that your satisfaction for the desire that you have is also natural for you to have. And you don't have to fight and struggle. You don't. I'm telling you that this morning from experience. So we practice. And we look for something to celebrate in our lives. Because when you are looking for celebration, what's that saying? Ask and you shall receive. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door shall be opened. That's what we hear. But did you know that that is actually law? The law of cause and effect. The law of cause and effect tells you every cause has its effect and every effect its cause. So if the cause is to question, the effect is to have an answer. If the cause is knocking, the effect is the answer. If the cause is seeking, the effect will be the answer. It cannot be any other way because it is law. So today, what are you asking for? It's not the asking, you open your mouth, you say, Lord, help me. That's not what I'm talking about. You have already asked. Before you even went to bed or got out of bed, you have asked. From the depths of your soul, you have asked. You have been answered. You've been answered. That's what he just said. So where do you find the answer? It's there. So if you take a minute of quiet, all the noise begins to just fade into the distance. The debris begins to settle to the bottom of the puddle. Think about it. You're jumping in the puddle like a little child in your galoshes, whee, and you're having a good time, splish, splash, right? But does it mean that your face isn't there? Your face is there. You just can't see it. Why can you not see your face or your reflection or who you truly are? Because you're jumping up and down in the water and making it murky. But if you stand still and just wait a moment and have it settle, the thing that you thought was not there, you will see it. You see, the answer is always there. Just go into the silence. Just slip into the silence. How do you slip into the silence? You could walk and count your steps. You could sit down and inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. You could listen or feel your heartbeat. That's all you have to do. Because why? You're giving your brain one thing. to focus upon. You see, that one thing may seem narrow, like a laser. It's a laser focus, but it is broad because look at what it accomplishes. A singular focus will open you up to seeing your own reflection, your own self, thereby gathering your peace, gathering your power, gathering your strength. And the solution is right there for you. It is not hidden. It is just that we are moving too much, jumping around too much. Take a minute. I think I've said enough. I think I have said enough. Let me pop into the chat. Let me welcome everyone who is here this morning. On Twitter, Ambassador Umar. Welcome to the space. On Twitter, welcome. Who's here on Fanbase this morning? Ms. Charm, is that you? Hey, girl. Flo Smiles. Big Mike. Joaquin. Hey, Joaquin. Long time. It is good to have you back in the arms of what are we? Brothers and sisters-in-law. Yes, it is good to have you back. Miss McQueen, KZ. Amelie is in the house. Oh, Wisdom Almighty is in the house too. Ow. And he's on YouTube. Because we're live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Fanbase, and Twitter. So today, take that moment of 5 minutes of just stillness. Even if you sit down to say, hey, what can I celebrate about me? Do you realize once you do that and you turn within, you have closed the door on the chaos on the outside and retreated to the stillness inside? And you will see all of the reasons to celebrate. Then do them. Because it does, just do it for the sake of doing it. Not to get anything, because then you're beginning to condition why you celebrate. Don't condition it. Just, yeah, I heard you not to condition it, mister. Don't condition it. Just celebrate for the sheer reason that you can celebrate and that you always have something to celebrate. Do that. And with that, my beautiful friends, we gonna chime in and have some chime and chicken today. Chime and crowing. We'll have chime and crow. And as you hear it, slip into the silence. Countdown initiated. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Much love to each and every one of you. And you know I'll see you tonight for chapter 4 of Your Faith is Your Fortune, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know I love you, and I look forward to seeing you, if you feel so inclined to fall asleep with us. Much love to each and every one of you. Oh, Symmetric. Sweetie, you have to catch the replay. But I do love you, and I'm glad that you stopped in to see us today. Oh, it is so good to see you, Symmetric. It is. It sure is good to see you. So peace out, love. Peace out. Twitter is closed. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch.